Hi friends, welcome to ISN College Connect YouTube channel. In this videos, we are going to discuss about ArrayList concepts in collections and framework. Let's see what is ArrayList. So ArrayList is used to store your data, but same features we having in the array concepts. But what advantage we are having is, so here the size of the array is going to be grow or shrink based upon our requirements. But the traditional array where we could not able to increase the size of the array. That is one of the drawbacks we are having it. Okay. So here the array list is going to be used the dynamic array. Array list is going to be used dynamic array. Here that is belongs to the collections framework. And where this particular package is going to be exist. The particular packages exist on the java.util packages. And it inherits abstract class and implement the list interface. As I already told that the array list is going to grow and sync based upon the data which we are going to add. Suppose here you see we're having the 10 is the default size of array list is going to be allocated. In case if you're going to add the 10th, 11th data 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, just eliminate this. Okay, so this is a default size. So when we are going to insert the 11th data, so the size of the array list is going to be increased by 50%. For example, 10 is a default size means when we are going to insert the 11th data, the arrays is going to be increment by 5%. That is a 10 in the 10, the 50% is what? 5. So total new array size is going to be created is 15. In that particular size, all your data is going to be inserted. So that is what the grow and shrinks automatically. But the best advice is, so while you're going to create an array list, at the time itself you can mention the size, how many array size is required. And it maintains the insertion order. Okay, so it maintains the insertion order and it allows to store some duplicate elements. Okay, so and it also allows to store some duplicate null values and multiple null values. As I already told that the 50% of size capacity is going to be increased. So this is the one. Okay, so default size is 10. So when we are going to insert the data on the 11th locations, the total size is going to be increased by 15. There is a new array list is going to be created and that in that particular location all the data is going to be get stored. And it is lower than linked list for insertion and deletion at the beginning or in the middle. So why it is happening means, so when we are going to remove the data, all the data, whatever the data which is exit afterwards, it need to be, so move one step forward. So it will be taking time, right? Okay, so that is a purpose the deletions operations is much difficult in the array list. So here it is not a thread safe. In case if you want to make the array list that should be thread safe means you need to go with this corrections dot synchronize list and it is not suitable for multi-thread environment. Okay, so until we are going to use a synchronized one like this. So hopefully you will be understand what is array list. So here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create new packages. Under this, I'm just going to create one simple program that is basic array list. Here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create an array list. The syntax for creating an array list is we can mention the array list and then that should be followed by what type of data we are going to store. So I'm just going to mention the string as a data type which I'm going to add it in the array list. So I'm just going to give the naming for this array list. Array list equal to new array list. So here we can mention the data or we don't want to mention the data. Okay, so here in this, okay, so better I will mention it. Okay, so for then we need to import this array list, so which is present on java.util packages. So now you see I'm just going to add some values into this. So for that I'm just going to create one method, that is add data method name. Here we're having the method which is add method. Okay, so this add method is used to add the values into the array list. Okay, so here, so first for that, first we need to get this array list name, that is going to be array list itself. In that I'm just going to add some values. Add, in this double quotes I'm just going to be mention the values whichever I like to add it into this array list. Okay, so likewise I'm going to add four number of datas. We'll see. Okay, so here I'm going to give the name which is going to be Ashok, and here Roshan, and then Niranjan. Okay, done. As of now, we created array list and then we are going to add all the data into the array list. Now you see we want to read the values, whichever the data we added into the arrays, we want to read those values. For that, I'm going to use the iterator interface, or else I'm go with this uh, enhanced for loop. Okay, so in the iterator, I'm just going to be mention what data type I'm going to be stored in the array list, and then I'm going to give you the main naming for it. Then that should be followed by I'm going to mention the array list name, which I given as array list itself. Okay, so dot iterator. Okay, so dot iterator array list dot iterator. Okay, so now you see what are the data we are having over here. Now we are transferring the entire data from the array list object to the iterator to read all the information whichever we are having in the array list. Okay, so for that I'm just going to use a while loop. Inside this while loop, I'm just going to put it dot as next. Okay, so it's going to be returned true if the data is present. If the data is not present, it is going to be returned false. Inside this, I'm just going to use a method called it.next method. Okay, so now you see, we did the basic array list concepts. Now we are going to um, use the main method, and I'm going to access this particular methods. Okay, so BAL equal to new basic array list. Now you see this object as can have access to access this particular method add data wall dot add data. Okay, now you see we done it. Okay, so now I'm going to run this program. Let's check this execution flow of this particular method. Now you see, we got all the data. Now you need to observe one thing. All the data it maintained the insertion order. Okay, so now what we are going to do? So now we are going to see what is has next is going to do. What is the next method is going to do. So here, this it.hasNext first initially is going to be check the data, whether the data is present on the array list or not. In case if the data is present, it is going to be written true and get inside. So it.next, what it is going to do, it's just going to print the values. It's going to return the values and move to the next locations. Okay, so in the next locations, it is pointed to the Ashok. Now it.hasNext is going to check is that any values is present on the array list or not. Yes, we are having the Ashok. It's going to be true, right? Okay, so then it is going to be get inside. Inside we are having it.next. It.next is going to be return the values which is currently in the current position. That is Ashok is in the current position, right? It is going to be return the value so that we are going to print Ashok, and then it is moved to the next location. It's going to be point to the Roshan. Okay, so now the it.hasNext is pointed towards the Roshan data. Okay, so it's going to be check is that data is present or not. Yes, data is there. Okay, so that it get inside in that it.next method is going to be print the values Roshan and move to the next location Niranjan. Okay, now it is going to be again move to the it.hasNext and it is going to be check so whether the data is present or not. Yes, Niranjan is the data we are having. So that it is going to be get inside it.next is going to be return the values which is currently pointing, that is Niranjan, and it is moving to the next locations. That is a no low further data we are having in the array list. So it is going to be return false. So once it is going to be return false, it is exit. So this is a basic array list concepts. Hope you will be understand how the array list is working. So now what we are going to do, so we are going to, instead of using the iterator, I'm just going to use the enhanced for loop. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a for. Okay, so inside this, I'm just going to be written that I'm just going to mention the data which is going to be stored. Okay, so that is, I'm just going to store the values is a. Okay, so here I'm just going to be mention the array list name. Okay, so what is array list name? It is array list itself. Okay, so here you see, I'm just going to be print the a value. Now I'm just going to run this program. We are going to get the same output. Now you see, we got the same output. We can go with this iterator or enhanced for loop. So let's see how the enhanced for loop is going to be work. So iterator array list is going to be hold the entire data. Okay, so first it is going to be pick the Vinod and it is going to be transferred to the A. Now the A is holding the Vinod information so that it is printing the Vinod. Again, then it is going to be moved to this inside. Now array list is pointing towards Ashok. Now it transfers Ashok to the A, then the A is going to be hold the Ashok so that it is going to be print the Ashok. So then it is going to be more Roshan, likewise Niranjan. Okay, likewise it is going to be print all the data which is present in the array list. Okay, so now you see, in case if you want to print those information, the sorting order means there is a inbuilt method we having is, so that is collections dot sorts dot sort method. Okay, so inside this, I'm just going to be mention the array list name. Inside this, I'm just going to be mention the array list name. So after this particular statement is going to be get executed, the whatever the data we are having over here is going to be get sorted. Okay, so then we are going to print the information. It means, okay, so we are going to get all the values in the correct order. Okay, so here I'm for your understanding, I'm just going to be give some statement in the double quotes, that is after sorting. Okay, so now I'm going to run this code. Now you see, after the sorting, so initially the array list is going to be store the data in the insertion order. But we want those data we are having in the array list, we need to perform the sorting operations. So that what we are going to do, so what we did is we are going to use a collections dot sorts. Okay, so inside this we are going to pass the array list. So once we are going to pass the array list, the entire data what we are having on here. Okay, so we are going to pass it to collections dot sort means it is going to be sort the values based upon the alphabetical order A, B, C likewise. Okay, so first Roshan, Niranjan, Roshan, and then we know. Okay, so this is the what all about the collections dot sort, how it is working. So let's see some of the methods we having in the collections. The next method we are going to see is, so we are going to see the get method. What's a get method is going to do? So get method is used to return the values which is present on the particular index locations. So we are having the method name syntax itself what get. Here how to write the code. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this sort operations code. Okay, so here I'm just going to use this out. Here inside this, I'm just going to pass array list dot get. Inside this, I'm just going to mention the index location. Okay, so now you see the 0 is going to be held by the Vinod and 1 is going to be Ashok, Roshan is on 2 and Niranjan on 3. Okay, so here I'm going to display the information as I want to display the information of Vinod means I'm just going to pass the index of 0. Okay, so if I'm going to pass the index of 0, the index of 0 is going to be what? Vinod. So now I'm just going to run this code. So for your understanding, get method. In the double quotes, I'm just going to mention get method. Now I'm going to run this code. Here is the get method is returning the values which is present on the index location 0. Now what we are going to do, so now we are going to move to the another method. We are going to check is that values is present or not. Okay, so the array list is going to be empty or not. For that, we are having the special method we are having is empty. So here is data present. Okay, so here I'm going to use array list object dot is empty. So what this is empty method is going to do is going to be check if the data is present or not. In case if it is a data is present, it is going to be written true. In case if no data is present on the array list means it is going to be written false. Okay, so let's run this code now. Okay, so here is empty. No, it is not empty. Okay, so there is a data is present, right? So that it is returning false. So now we are going to see the another method, the size method. Okay, so size method is going to be written the total number of datas we having in the array list. Okay, plus array list dot size method. Okay, so is so better I can change is data is present instead of this is array list is empty. That is the right statement. Okay. So if there is array list is empty, no, there is a data is present. Okay. So it's going to return false. So this size is going to be written total number of datas we having in the array list. Now you see how many datas we having on the array list? One, two, three, four. It's returning four. So this is all about the basics of array list. Okay, so now in this next videos, we are going to see how to add the values into the array list by through Hojo classes. If you like this video, please share this video with your friends and please don't forget to click the subscribe and bell button. Thank you.